Hey, it's Matt from Puck Rivals, and well, we've reached the final team of this prospect series for the season, and what a team to end it off with the Colorado Avalanche. The Avs are already one of the top teams in the league, and have been for a couple years now, so it's hilarious to see how strong their prospect pool is, and it's not a surprise that Joe Sakic gets the praise that he does. Thanks again for all of you who voted for these final 3 teams on Twitter, and we already can't wait to bring this series back next offseason. As always, a player is eligible for this ranking if they are under 24 years old and haven't played 25 games in a single NHL season. Leave a comment on what your top 5 for the Avs would look like, and let's get into this talented prospect pool. Starting with the graduates, Colorado only has one, but it's a pretty significant one in D-man Cale Makar. Makar played well over 25 games last season, and has a Calder Trophy to put a stamp on what was an amazing rookie season for the rookie defenseman. And even though he isn't eligible anymore, this top 5 is still very strong. So let's get into that list, starting with number 5. The 5th ranked player on this list is Czech winger Martin Kaut. The 2018 first round pick finished his second pro season in North America, one that saw him put up 18 points in 34 AHL games, while playing 9 games with the Avalanche. In Kaut, you have a winger who is good at both ends of the ice. He has a solid scoring touch and can score in a variety of ways besides his great release. Kaut started off the season in the Czech League and then the Allsvenskan, putting up modest points. Once the NHL season got going, he started on the taxi squad and is now slated to get big minutes in the AHL with the Eagles. Kaut is likely going to be a middle 6 winger who can play up and down the lineup for the Avs, depending on where they need him. For a team with a lot of high-end talent already, having a player like him will be really useful for Colorado. With the 4th pick in this top 5 list, we have defenseman Justin Barron. The Avs selected Barron with their first round pick in this past draft, which was kind of funny considering how many young D-men they already have in their pipeline. Barron isn't a flashy type of player, but he can do it all and is a very smart two-way defenseman. He won silver with Team Canada at the World Juniors this year, putting up 2 points, and currently has 13 points in 17 games while captaining the Halifax Mooseheads in the Q. It's great to see a guy like Barron do really well this year, especially after missing 3 months because of a blood clot. He plays a disciplined style of game and is very tough to beat one-on-one. He's not the guy who's going to end up on highlight reels like Cale Makar, but he's also smart enough defensively that he shouldn't end up on the wrong side of those highlight reels too. Barron can end up being a steady second pairing shutdown D-man for the Avalanche in the future. Moving on to number 3 on this Avalanche top 5 prospect list, we have defenseman Conor Timmins. Timmins showed a lot of promise after being drafted in the 2nd round in 2017. After having a big role in winning the gold medal with Canada at the World Juniors that year, with current Avs number 1 D-man Cale Makar. At that point, it seemed like they had 2 solid pieces coming up on their blue line. That is until Timmins suffered a really bad concussion that saw him miss the entire 2018-19 season. That missed time set him back as Makar quickly became an NHL star. But Timmins had a really good rookie year in the AHL last season, putting up a solid 27 points in 40 games. He's improved his game now to the point that he has a top 6 spot with the Avs so far this year, averaging around 14 minutes per game so far. Because of the offensive weapons already on that blue line, it's likely you won't see Timmins putting up huge point totals unless one of those guys gets injured. But he can still be effective in a limited role, he plays a smart game and does all the little things right. If he can stay healthy and avoid more head injuries, Timmins can be a top 4 D-man for the Avs over the long term. With pick number 2, we're taking a break from the defenseman because we have speedy forward Alex Newhook. Now he's got the kind of high-end skill that gets you excited as a fan, and can make plays to get you out of your seat. Newhook lit up the NCAA in his first season with 42 points in 34 games, and currently has 7 points in 7 games this year. He was great with Canada at the World Juniors with 6 points in 6 games in that tournament. One of the most highlighted things about Newhook's game is his skating. His speed and agility are as elite as they get. To complement that, he has amazing hands and a quick release to make him a threat in many ways offensively. He has a high compete level and shows all the signs of an electric NHL player. We project Newhook as an explosive top 6 playmaker, which for a team that already boasts Nathan McKinnon and Mikko Rantanen is scary. Now with the first spot of the top 5 prospect list for the Colorado Avalanche, I'm sure it comes as no surprise that Bowen Byram is in that spot. The crown jewel of the Matt Duchene trade, Bowen Byram gives Avs fans a second number 1 pairing defenseman drafted 4th overall in a 2-year span. Byram is already such a complete player at 19 and adds to the bright future on the Avs blue line. This year started with him being one of the leaders of Team Canada, where he was absolutely dominant. It's clear that the Avs staff also saw that, and which is why they decided to trade away Ian Cole to clear a spot for him to step in. At the point of recording this, he has 2 assists in 12 games with the team, has averaged around 18 minutes of ice time. Byram brings an upside at both ends of the ice, and like other D-man Cale Makar, is an amazing skater. He has an elite hockey IQ that gives him the kind of patience to make plays that other D-men don't often do. We have him projecting as a top pair D-man with elite potential, and it would be no surprise to everyone if he reaches that level. And now it's time to look at a couple guys who were just shy of cracking the top 5 of this list. In the Honourable Mentions section, we have former first-round pick Shane Bowers, scoring winner Alex Bocage, hope I'm saying that right, and Finnish goalie Justus Annunen, which also I probably butchered. Looking at this top 5 list, one thing is clear. This team is stacked with young blue liners. Byram and Timmins are already with the NHL team, and unless something crazy happens, will be off this list next year. Newhook could be a new weapon to add to the highly powered offense in the near future. He could even join the team near the end of the season once his college year is done. Kaut is a nice depth piece, and Barron will get plenty of time to develop because, honestly, there just isn't any room at this point. This team is truly the envy of the other NHL teams in many ways. They have one of the best current teams in the league and one of the best prospect pools. It'll be interesting to see what they end up doing with all of their young defensemen, because 3 of the guys on this list alone we have projected as top 4 D-men, and the team already has Cale Makar and Girard as regulars, so you can already see the logjam happening. It can end up leading to 1 or 2 getting traded for upgrades in other areas, but it's definitely a good problem to have. Let us know in the comments what Avs prospect you're most excited about. It was a lot of fun doing this prospect series for, I think, just over half the league this year. And these videos have led us to interacting with some great fans across many different teams. If you've been here for a while watching, we appreciate you supporting the channel and helping it grow. We're excited to start making some different kinds of videos that we haven't done before. If you have any suggestions for what you want to see, please leave them in the comments too. Maybe we'll make a video about it. As always, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you like hockey content, because that's what we do on this channel. This is Matt from Puck Rivals, and I will see you next time.